hand is an easy mulligan. This hand is a medium keep. We've got 2 draw steps and a focus to find a shard. Don't brave. Our hand's slow and clunky and they've got a brave. Why not make up a new brew? So, you have to look at the effort in to effort out. And also, working on a new deck is going to cost you ladder slots while you're tuning, and then, you have to look at, well, am I going to cost myself some wins? Then, how many wins is, a new deck going to build me in the long run? And just, if I was, top 16 or, top 20 or so, I'd feel comfortable just, throwing away some ranking, but, I'm only 42nd, so, really, I need to be winning more matches than I'm losing at this point to stay in the ladder position and make it into the CCS. Okay, that's a good hit. Turn 2, Runear on the play. It's going to put us into the we need to start lullabying every turn or we're going to lose the game portion much faster than I wish it was, but going to do our best here. Yeah, if I invest all this time into a deck, making it so it's competitive, and then, the rotations, my opponent's got Sapphire Shards in their deck. Interesting. And then, rotation's going to happen and I can't profit from it by, playing a CCS. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why I've been playing limited. It's just, I didn't want to futz with anything. Hopefully they don't put me dead on board next turn. That's 5... 6, 7, 13. Yeah, I'm dead on board, so I have to start. When this deck just has, lethal on turn 4, it's so frustrating. Just mono decks that have lethal on turn 4. Lullaby? Even if we find a Lullaby here, we're probably still dead. And that's what we were looking for here, but it's probably not good enough. Is it time to play Kaigu yet? Yeah, it was probably time to play Kaigu, I don't know, a dozen matches ago. Oh, geez, does he not have lethal? Oh, this is so good for me. This is so good for me. Never lullaby non-lethal attacks if your opponent doesn't have reach in their deck. Recoiler. Weird. Looking for resources here. God bless. Alright, so I'm going to play this. And I think I'm actually going to scheme... I think we're scheming Lullaby here, honestly. That's the card we're looking to draw at this point. And then let's go ahead and put Focus and Scheme back in my deck for now. Hopefully they don't have, Verdicts or Counter Magics in the main. Oh, it was a generated card. Okay, good call. This has the Create a Troop. That makes sense. I was really confused. I was he's got Sapphire Thresholds and Recoiler? Question mark? Wonder if he's got Windsinger in his deck. That would be kind of a beating here. Alright, so we've got 4 looks at another copy of Lullaby, which there are currently 7 of in our deck. Monk of the Sacred Stones. Sure. Yeah, you got some Dreadleagues back to your hand. Unfortunately, I can't scheme first here, because then I won't have enough resources to cast, so this needs to find a Focus for redraws or a Lullaby. There are 7 Lullabies in our deck right now. We're looking at 4 cards. So 7 out of 52, looking at 4. I hate that it makes me click on something before it lets me concede. right? It's not really a Turbo Fog deck. Like, it's flexible. It's like a Time Walk deck and a Turbo Fog deck. It's doing a lot. And, like, Scheme lets us create extra of whatever we need in a particular situation. Yeah, but like, I'd argue if this was a fog deck, we'd be playing, I don't know, another additional copy of like one of the 6 other fogs that exist in this game, which we're not for a reason. Warp Steel Widget, okay. Opponents start less aggressive this game. Change course, which lets us. So this is a quick action. But doing it now lets us champ power this turn, which is nice. Yeah, it's because we're not a dedicated fog deck. We're like, that's why, like, fog's not good against Angus. It's not good against the control decks. We're a combo deck, which I guess fog decks are kind of combo decks. I don't know. I wouldn't call this a Turbo Fog deck. So this card, every time an artifact comes into play under their control, this gets a counter. Then they can activate it to transform it into a random artifact with cost equal to the number of counters on this thing. Let's do this. Let's play this Cyclone Shaper out so we can start blocking Dreadlings. Opponent's hand is much less aggressive this game, but one thing we do have to keep in mind is that our opponent could have Verdict of the Ancient Kings post reserves. Mastery of Time seems fine here. Yeah, this is more of a combo deck that's just like using, like, the Lullabies are just like additional Mastery of Times. Dread Technomancer. Okay, sure, hot. I like it. Am I Master of Timing this turn? I think I am. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. YOLO. I'm gonna attack with my Cyclone Shaper, start my next turn here. Play the Slow Shard out. Go ahead and peek. I'm gonna grab a Zodiac Divination here. That's everything we're looking for right now. Oh, geez, that's so punishing. So I wanted to play the Shard out in order to get an extra look on the peak to give us the extra Sapphire threshold, but, like, if I would have played this Shard out, I would have been able to cast the Zodiac Divination this turn, which is pretty huge, because, like, I don't need to Lullaby this turn. They created another Recoiler at random? That's wild. Wait. No, they're playing Recoiler. Oh, they created the Dread Technomancer at random. That's funny. Okay. So I mentioned last game that we don't fog non-lethal attacks, but reverting this seems like it's worth fogging a non-lethal attack. Alright, so I'm going to do this. What's in my crypt here? Yeah, Peek and Lullaby, I'm okay with drawing either of those. Let's put those back in my deck here. This is something we champ powered back in earlier, so it's going to draw us an extra card. I'm going to lead on Zodiac Divination here, though. I mean, he could be playing Technomancer, but this was the generated card. I'm going to change course first in case we hit Time Warp. Let's do the Time Warp again. So focus. This Chlorophyllia doesn't cost us any resources because it costs 1, but then gets us 1 back. Go ahead and focus. Another Cyclone Shaper, sure. Another Zodiac Divination. Let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination here. Let's go ahead and change course. Sign me up for a scheme. Let's go ahead and scheme. So we're at the point in the game where I would like to just start drawing Mastery of Time. So that's what we're going to go ahead and scheme here. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn back. I didn't play this out for 3 because I want to empower it next turn. I'm only here for the songs. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear I can provide musical entertainment. I aim to please. Maybe I should Zodiac Divination to start next turn, so that way if we find a Mastery of Time, since there's a bunch of those in there. I grew up doing a lot of community theater, so there's lots of really bad theatrical references we can make. Yeah, I think we're leading on the Zodiac Divination next turn. What's the win con attack for 2? The win con is Psychic Ascension right here. Psychic Ascension is going to make us a lot of troops. A lot of very scary troops. It's right on there. So this card transforms us into a Paragon of Thought that says whenever we play an action, we create a random troop with cost of that action. Or we can mill our opponent out technically too. Yeah. Looking for a Lullaby or a Time Warp here. Look at that. There's a Time Warp. Play this Chlorophyllia out here. And now, let the magic begin. So let's go ahead and play this Psychic Ascension. So, oh, I probably should have champ powered first there. Whatever. Play this Mastery of Time, which creates an Urguri. Let's go ahead and champ power, create a random action. Twin Eternities. Alright, sure. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here, create a random action. Which created another Cyclone Shaper, God bless. Let's play an Arcane Focus here. Create a 1-drop. I'll happily grab a Zodiac Divination. Let's pass the turn. Let's attack for a little bit and then pass the turn to ourselves. Let's go ahead and empower the Cyclone Shaper. This makes all my cards' actions cost 2 less. So now all my actions cost 4 less. So we can play this Zodiac Divination for free. Ellie also played it with Syzygy though. Yeah, that's a slightly different version of the deck. This is Allie's updated build. Looking for a Mastery of Time, Mastery of Time, Mastery of Time. Looking for a Mastery of Time, oh the doodah day. Looking for a Mastery of Time, Mastery of Time, Mastery of Time. Looking for the Mastery of Time, oh the doodah day. Don't mind me, just peeking around all over the town. Oh, look, there's a Time Walk. So we grab the Mastery of Time here, which costs us a whopping 1 resource. Aha! Victory! Luck, skill, victory. And, we continue hitting submit without sideboarding against the other mid-range decks. No, Shaper only changes the cost of the card while it's in your hand, so when it hits the chain and triggers Psychic Ascension, its cost is the original cost. That's why Shaper is better than... That's why Shaper lets you play... Syzygy reduces the cost of the card everywhere. I'm just going to play this out as Sapphire for now. It doesn't look like we're going to need to start lullabying on turn 4 this game, so that's nice. Yep, that's exactly right, Tobagather. Okay, might sing around 2, that's fine. Opponent's deck is really sweet. Wonder if it's good. It's definitely sweet. So this is actually kind of interesting. I think I clicked too quickly here. Yeah, I should have played the Sapphire Shard because I'm peeking this turn because next turn I can play the Shaper and then play double focus for free, which feels great. Just cycling this peak instead of looking at 2. That's fine. Oracle Song is okay. Are they missing a resource here? That would be good for us. They are. Sweet. Psychic Ascension is actually... It's a good card to draw early in this deck because we just burn through actions when we're playing this deck. So this thing, every time we play an action, this is in our deck or hand, its cost gets reduced by 1. So now we play these focuses and its cost gets reduced. Mastery of Time sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and Chant Power and put these focuses back into my deck. Hopefully they can't kill this. Next turn, I'm almost certainly going Shard Mastery of Time, just so I can just, like, get some velocity going to, like, get this cheaper. We want to just get this as cheap as possible and, ascend so we can start generating lots of random troops. Now they'll activate their Chant Power, so this gets larger. Probably going to need to start fogging starting next turn, so yeah, definitely Mastery of Timing on our turn. Ascension is real good. You're not wrong. Can they attack with anything here, actually? Just that? Yeah, block. Why focus is over peak? Because I couldn't... Because peak costs a resource. It's basically the TLDR. The focuses are free with Cyclone Shaper. Oh, why the focus is over peak plus focus? Because peak isn't that much better than focus right now, and I want to be able to play them for free. Sorry, I thought you were asking why my sequencing was not. You were asking why I chant powered what I did. Attacker, I think I'm supposed to take the peak over the shard there, because I'm going to Zodiac Divination next turn, which will almost certainly give me a shard between that and my draw step. So let's Zodiac, and hopefully find peak, change course, focus, or shards. Alright, well, these peaks are free at least, so got a lot more looks at some resources here. Yep, grab this wild shard. Then we can play this peak for free. And see what I mean by, like, cycling through our deck very quickly? Scheme sounds great. I'm gonna go ahead and play Scheme out here. And we're at the point in the game where we just want to start playing Mastery of Times with, once we go off with Psychic Ascension. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. I'm not attacking with this because I want to threaten a block. Probably gonna Psychic Ascension 2 turns from now. When this should be mostly free 2 turns from now. What does this do? Another robot control gets... Oh, and these got made from those, sure. And the question becomes, do I want to lullaby this turn or not? Probably not. Oh. I guess lullabying this turn doesn't seem awful. It makes the Psychic Ascension cheaper. Yeah, I should probably lullaby this turn to make the Psychic Ascension cheaper. It, like, reverts this back to a 3 power guy. That seems fine. They're debating on if they want to offer this. If they let me eat this, I might. Yeah, okay. Wait, what? Really? Let's just do this. Next turn, there's a good chance we find a Mastery of Time and start doing stuff. I probably should have attacked with this, but when we win the game by a lot in this deck usually, so it's probably not going to matter. That's a free focus. Champ Power is going to put Scheme plus Peak back into our deck. Start with the free focus here. You have to look at a bunch of cards this turn. And there's 7 Mastery of Times in our deck right now. So Zodiac Divination, sure. Another Cyclone Shaper. Yep, that's fine. Is playing this going to save me resources? Yeah, definitely. So let's play this. That makes these peaks free and the change course free. So the Psychic Ascension is going to get really cheap. There's a Mastery of Time. So the game should be over now. We play this. We Psychic Ascend. And then we've got more than enough cards here to keep the Mastery of Times rolling, basically. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it probably doesn't matter. You are technically correct, which one could definitely argue is the best kind of correct, but pretty sure we're just winning this game regardless. Alright, so in our next turn here, and we're going to start this turn the way we aim to start every turn, by taking additional turns. So let's empower this bad boy, which is going to make these cost 1. So I won't be surprised when they concede to this Mastery of Time here. The old trigger Coyote Allegiance on there. Yep, that game's thoroughly over. Hold on 1 second. I gotta check my toddler. I'll be right back.
Hey, buddy.
So, part of me thinks we shouldn't push my luck and try it. We should make sure we could try a dodge another Angus or someone with hate cards in the side in the reserves, but another part of me just wants to take all of the turns again, so. Alright, that's it's not Angus specifically, but it is an aggressive champion. Yeah, this hand's probably fine. It's got a Lullaby to fog their attackers. Are probably troop-based with McBombus. They're for 3 charges. If they played an action this turn, they summon a Bumblebot, which is a 1/1 with flight and speed. Angus is such a brainless deck. Angus is fine. There's sequencing decisions in Angus. I've watched myself or Matty Bamonte stream. We've got actually I don't know if Matt archives. I've got archives of Angus streams though, and the deck it's got more decisions than people give it credit for. You get to turn two change course, which again, you've probably heard me say this before if you watch me play the deck. It's really important to just start like champ powering as soon as possible, and change course puts 2 cards into our discard pile all on its own. So, ooh, yep. And then I'm actually going to put this Mastery and the Psychic Ascension back into my deck. It's important that Psychic Ascension be in your deck because Psychic Ascension doesn't get its cost reduced while it's in your discard pile. I agree, JXC. I think our win rate against every deck that doesn't have Ruby Shards in it is obnoxious. This being a 2/3 flyer, just like blocks the Bumblebots is sweet too. Let's go ahead and focus now in case they kill this. This might not be free next turn. Ah, the illusion of choice. I'm gonna grab the Shard of Instinct here, pass the turn. Evening Dire. I mean, it's less bad than it was before. Your deck's not playing Ragefire, right, Potter? Did your deck have Ragefire in it? I forget. Maybe it did? That's unfortunate. I liked my Lava Shaper, my Cyclone Shaper. I'm gonna scheme here. I'm not sure what I want to scheme though, honestly. I think it's probably Zodiac Divination. I think we need some velocity at this point in the game. I don't know if it's Cyclone Shaper and scheme back into my deck. That might be wrong. It might be incorrect. Sure. I feel like if my opponent would have attacked there, I'm not sure I would have blocked. So something to think about for sure. Play this out. Yeah, I'm actually gonna take the Oracle Song. I feel like at this point we're looking for some more velocity, like generate some actual raw card advantage. So pass the turn here. They're not Rage Rage. It looks like they're playing just classic Prophecy Burn, actually. Just sweet. I haven't seen that for a little while. Peak. So yeah, I'm going to play this out so I can champ power these focuses back into my deck before I do anything here. So we do have to worry about dying to a Ragefire combo. Something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here. Almost misclicked the Lullaby. That would have felt a little bad. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song again. Hopefully we can start comboing here soon. I have a Mastery of Time. That's a step in the right direction. And it's the Mastery of Time that we shuffled back into our deck. So this one has draw a card on it, which is nice. Our opponent will likely have Reynolds Riposte and stuff like that, post reserves. I'm going to go ahead and spend the Lullaby that costs 2 here. Fog this attack. Alrighty, sure. Oh, God, it has copy and draw on it? Alright, well, at least they wrath their own board here. They have 2 draws on it? When you draw a card, when you play this, draw a card. Alright, well, they can draw a bunch of cards at will. Zygmun's Game will destroy my Chimes of the Zodiac, which is really kind of a big deal. Okay, so the Ragefires are up to dealing a lot of damage now. I wonder if I'm supposed to Mastery or Divination next turn. We can't, so we basically can't Chimes until we're ready to take another turn. Is what it comes down to. We could get burned out next turn, actually. I feel like I'm supposed to Zodiac Divination here. Which does mean I have to discard. I think I'm just binning a resource here. We could lose the game here. We could very well lose the game here. Just like Rage Fire, Burn, Burn. Rage Fire, Crackling Bolt, Burn. Rage Fire, Rage Fire. Sure. God bless. Things that don't end the game. Those two cards. Alright, so let's do this. We're looking to make resource drops, so maybe I shouldn't have discarded that. I'm gonna grab this. Huh, I'm actually gonna grab the Chlorophyllia here, because I can Mastery plus play a resource this turn. Our goal is to play Chimes with a Mastery of Timeout. That's our goal here. Let's change course to get a shard. And miss. Swing and a miss. Okay, Psychic Ascension. Huh. Champ power. Let's go ahead and put a wild shard that could possibly draw us a card and a peek back into my deck for now. I'm gonna go ahead and Mastery of Time here. The Psychic Ascension with the Masteries could allow us to go off next turn. So we're doing that, and then we're doing this to ascend. And then we're doing Chlorophyllia here. And then we're playing this. Well, let's make a random action, see what we get. Mutate. Target troop gets -1/+1. Draw a card. And oh, I messed up. Crap. God, that's such a huge mistake. I should have just played this instead of playing that other card, because next turn I could have done this plus the 4-cost Mastery. Yep, Tom probably just saw it. Yep, I messed up. I'm aware I messed up. Let's Zodiac and see what we get. Let's go ahead and play this out. Let's go ahead and change course. Grab another Zodiac Divination. I'm gonna go ahead and Mastery of Time. Let's do it at the start of your turn, bury top card, and then that champion has 20 more cards in their crypt spawn. Alright, so we're gonna bury cards off the top of their deck after they prophesied here, which is nice. Alright, so I probably don't need this Lullaby anymore. Target opposing champion, you bury a card. Yeah, Shaper's definitely good here. Another Zodiac Divination. Start with Champ Power. Another Lunacy. Alright, well, let's empower this. Oh, and this one draws a card. Okay, sign me up. Let's play this out. Arcane Focus is free. Awesome. Play a shard out. This has troops get -power. That's good for us. Let's go ahead and Lunacy here. And let's Lunacy here. Get a look at the cards they're playing in their deck. My mistake could still end up costing us this game. Can probably safely Chimes. I'm not sure that I kind of want to try and find my last Mastery of Time, honestly. And that's probably going to do it for me. There should be one Mastery left in my deck, right? Okay, so here's the question. Yeah, I just take the Mastery and they're going to lose the game now, right? So, yeah, I move to combat now. Attack with this. Attack with this. This gives us -power. Unfortunately, I can't Chimes and Master of Time. If I play this out, this will go down by 1, so that'll be a 2 cost, so I can play it still. Put target troop with cost equal to or less than this troop's cost from your hand into play. Alright, sure. Let's go ahead and peek so we get another troop out of the deal. Let's go ahead and opponent has disconnected. Alright, they're conceding. Alright, sweet. Alright, well, we won one. Almost certainly want the Verdicts of the Ancient Kings. Might want the Windsinger. I think we're supposed to stay combo post board. Oh, he's dead? I milled him? I wasn't paying attention. Whatever. The Hex takes care of the rules. I don't have to worry about the messiness. God bless. I think I want the Windsinger. Maybe I want, like, 1 Harvest Moon in here. Just to, like, have some life gain. Let's go ahead and cut the Chimes. I probably don't want all the Lullabies in this matchup. Do I need Windsinger? Yeah, I probably don't need Windsinger. I'm gonna go down to 2 Lullabies, see how that feels. Let's give this a go. I think 1 Harvest Moon to gain some life is fine. Yeah, you'd never finish a game with this deck ever in a million years. This hand is pretty good. We'll see. Cutting the Lullabies might have been wrong. I might want at least 3, but like we see a lot of cards. Having the Psychic Ascension in our opener is great. Like I said, this deck is able to hammer into it pretty quickly most of the time. Let's go ahead and focus on 1 here and grab a change course, I think. Yep, just get the Rage Fires going. I'm gonna do this. Yep, and then I'm gonna Chlorophyllia into another focus here. And actually, I think I'm gonna Champ Power before I play this focus because I want to accelerate more. What if this deck will forever? It will not. Mastery of Time is rotating out. Mastery of Time is bye-bye. It is no more. Missing their 3rd resource. Sweet. That's great for us, obviously. Let's go ahead and change course here to start. See what we get. I'm actually going to take another change course here. Probably want the Zodiac Divination, actually. I'm going to go ahead and play this, and then I'm going to Champ Power. And when I Champ Power here, I'm going to put the Wild Shard back into my deck, so that way our Chlorophyllias have a chance to redraw them. Is now a good time to get into Hex. Hex is always a good time to get into Hex. If you're going to get into Hex Constructed, their standard format's going to be rotating soon. So if you're interested in picking, God bless America, I didn't bring in the crap. That's why he kept his awkward hand. Every time we draw a card, we take a damage. Well then, crap. I didn't bring in the Chomposaur. Crap. I don't know that Immortal will destroy this deck. Like, the aggressive deck is still going to beat you in Immortal. That's fine. But, like, what was I going to say? You're still going to have plenty of other decks that are, like, mid-range and control decks, so this deck will be fine to prey on. And Peak doesn't draw us cards, so that's nice. We have the Psychic Ascension in our opener here, so, like, maybe the Psychic Ascension could end up getting there for us. On a scale of 1 to dead, the fact that there's a Harvest Moon in our deck too is also good news. That's what I have to say. Sorry, I don't think I finished my statement to the person asking if now is a good time to get into Hex. If you want to get into Hex, and you want to get into Hex Constructed right now, I would recommend starting with the Diamond Wild Ardent deck. I'm just going to Mastery here. Yeah, I'm just going to Mastery here. Alright, Lullaby's fine. Scale of 1 to dead, almost certainly dead here. We got an 0-4 to block the 3-2. But this is dealing us a damage every time we draw a card, so there's 1 copy of Harvest Moon in my deck right now. Nice. We're gonna take 2 damage every time we draw a card. Got it. So our random action created a random troop that created actions which created random troops. Yo, dog. Nihilist with the 12-month resubscription an entire year. Welcome back. I appreciate the long-term support. Fireball. Yep, dead. All right, so what are we doing here? I think we're obviously bringing in the Chomposaur, and I think I'm bringing in 1 more Harvest Moon here. I think if I read that we don't want all the Lullabies is correct, I'm going to just trim 1 Zodiac and 1 Oracle Song, because they draw cards and those kill us. Yeah, I think that's fine. So they got out of their stumble and then had their best card in the matchup on 3, or on when they had 3 resources, like their 4th turn or so. Wonder how many Mind Spires are in their board. Tis the question, ladies and gentlemen. Tis the question. We can change course on 2, which is nice, and then champ power right away, and then we can hold up Verdict to the Ancient Kings for a potential Mind Spire, which feels good. I guess there might be merit to going a little bit slow and steady here and, like, focusing on... No, I have another change course now, so never mind. I was going to say, it might be right to focus so we can hold up change course in case they don't play into the Verdict on 3, but... Well. Really wanted a resource there. Well, we'll grab that for now. We'll go ahead and hit this champ power and put these 2 back into our deck. Apparently a lot of people are... Yep, SCG confirmed my registration. I know they're sold out, so... Okay, so we have 3 looks at a shard here. God bless, we hit it right away. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go ahead and focus. I'm going to grab a 2nd Verdict of the Ancient Kings here. I might have taken a shard over the 2nd Verdict, but I'm definitely taking a Verdict over another peak here. So if they play a Ruby and then play a Mind Spire, we can Verdict it. I really don't care if they draw more cards, I don't think, so that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and change course here. Look for another shard. Wow, that's bad for us. We're going to take this change course, so that gives us 4 looks at another shard next turn. Plus a draw step, so a lot of looks at a shard. We need a non-slow shard if we have to hit it off of this, though. Which gives us less things to get. Alright, chop feels good. That means we can afford to miss here, but we didn't miss, so that's nice. I'm going to grab the second one of those. We're going to need that at some point here. Play this out. I'm going to go ahead and champ power the Psychic Ascension, and... Do I want the Cyclone Shaper back in my deck? Probably. And now the question becomes, am I supposed to focus to give him a chance to Mind Spire because I can just Chomposaur it? I don't think I am. Now that I have another Verdict here, if he just, like, plays a random... If he plays a random, like, another Lanupause side, I'll probably counter that one. How's Angus versus the current metagame? It struggles versus Crusader. How about Banks and Winter Moon control? It destroys these control decks. Like, Angus is basically almost unwinnable. I'm just going to Verdict this because I want to get it out of my hand at this point, I think. And this prevents their other Rage Fires from getting larger, so, like, their next Rage Fire can't kill a Cyclone Shaper now. I think it probably chews up most builds of Winter Moon. I'm going to go ahead and Oracle Song here. I'm Oracle Song before I play a Shard, because if I draw a Sapphire Shard like this, I can peek for an extra one if they don't play into my Verdict next turn. I probably want to put this verdict that's in my discard pile back into my deck. I have like Mindspire plus Halt here. I'm going to be a little bit in trouble. I guess I have Chomposaur still. Just happily take the 2 here. That's whatever. Yep, snapping this off. Get out of here. And I'm going to put the 2 verdicts back into my deck now. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. And then let's go ahead and put these 2 cards back into my deck. This feels bad if he has a Transmog, but if he doesn't have a Transmog, this probably... I guess this feels bad if he has a Zygmun's game, too. Yeah, maybe I should have just, like, played this as a regular one. I could have, like, played this and then Mastery of Timed. Has a Transmog. Alright, let's peek in response because it's free. Happy to grab a verdict here. Oh, I'm so dumb! Oh, I'm so dumb! I hope everyone understands what I just did there. The verdict was free because the Cyclone Shaper was in play. God bless America. Ah, damn it. Yep. Am I dead? How sick would it be if he just like quad fireballs me out of the game here? What does this do? Exhaust target troop. Oh, that's actually not bad. It's gonna tap down one of his guys, basically. What am I putting back in here? Definitely a peak, I think. Yeah, Focus is cheaper. I'm gonna put the Focuses back in for now because they're cheaper. That might be wrong, but let's give it a try. It's a special skill of mine, really. God, am I supposed to verdict this? Feel like I am. I'm gonna Lullaby here. Excuse me, sorry. Man, if we still had a 4-6, we'd be really well off right now, huh? He could also just, like, have another Transmog in his hand. Like, that's one of the things, right? It's like, how many Transmogs did he leave in his deck? I think I'm just Chompasauring here. This destroys this, and then lets me block this one on the ground, and it gains me 2 life. I really don't want to play this Mastery Time. It's just like a draw card, so I want some more going on here, ideally. Don't Mindspire me, bro. Let's exhaust this. He has a free opening for Mindspire here if he wants it. Doesn't have it. Alright, let's do this. I think at this point I'm supposed to put the Verdict and the Peak back in my deck. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Mastery of Time here while they don't have, they have a Riposte. This is really bad, but other than that, I think we're fine. Attack with this. Might as well get our free points of damage in. Alright, so I think that tells me they don't have Verdict or Riposte, because I think they would have taken that if they did. I'm going to play this out and pass the turn here. Don't want to hold our shards, because if we draw another shard, we can chant power again next turn. Looking for some velocity, Zodiac Divinations, Oracle Songs before my opponent hits Mindspire. Let's exhaust that. Get it out of here. God bless, they're breaking 2. Hey. God damn it. Well, huh. I guess we have to find a verdict of the Ancient Kings now. They had a riposte and we're just being super disciplined about it. That feels really bad. Put this and this back in my deck. Well, there's a verdict. There's a Mastery of Time. Yeah, I'm just going to attack with this. I think we need to be aggressive. Need to actually win the game somehow. We got Cyclone Shapers, I guess, still. I don't have Chimes. So hopefully they don't have another piece of counter magic here. Oh, and they get to draw a card with it? God, that feels bad. Alright, well, okay, that stage of the game is past now. Okay, sure. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to empower this, and then Mastery of Time. No, we can just attack. We can definitely just attack here. Now we're going to look for a verdict here. We got one more in our deck. We got a couple looks here. There's our Verdict of the Ancient Kings that draws 2 cards, so sign me up. This is the play we didn't make last time. Watch him just have another transmog here, because these are like, yeah, these are just like things he could have reasonably had in his hand. Am I supposed to peek? I don't think I'm supposed to peek here, because I think this is resolving, right? Yeah, so since that's resolving, I don't want to use the peek yet, because I want to champ power some cards. I want to champ power some cards back into my deck before I peek. How many masteries are gone now? Just 2? Okay, we could reasonably win this game still. Harvest Moon, cute. Let's champ power and put peek, and this Verdict's probably a card we're interested in getting at this point. Can attack and then Lullaby. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think Chloro's just dead. Yeah, I think we need the damage too. We find a Mastery of Time, he's dead here. So, yeah, if we find Mastery of Time, we can exhaust this with our thing over here, and then attack him for 5 and attack him for 5. I'm just taking another peek here. Mastery of Time? Yeah, sweet. So we grab this, and then we activate this and exhaust this. Hit you for a 5-ball twice. We had 2 masteries left. We were looking at a lot of cards there, so. Gain a little bit of life, because why not? Yeah, definitely. It's a tight game. Good set overall. Alright, so we're 2-1 on the day. Lost a match, dropped down to 42. Won 2 matches, went back up to 40. Do I want to play another? Declan should be awake from his nap soon. I think I'm going to call it a day. We're the only one on Hex right now. Let's do one more. Let's see if we can get lucky. Let's queue into that 50% Angus and then wish we hadn't played. Marshall Josephina! Put it in my veins, baby. That's what we got. How many Drowned Shrines are in your board, Marshall Josephina? That's the question. How many Drowned Shrines you got? So we need to bring in a couple of Carnasaurs for Frost Wizards and annoying things like that. And we need to bring in the Chomp in case they've got Drowned Shrines. But other than that, this matchup's pretty good usually. This hand is not stellar, actually. Yeah, and they've got an aggressive start. Maybe I should have mulliganed this. Very possible I should have mulliganed this. The scheme is gonna be reasonable because we want Lullabies into our deck. I actually don't really enjoy playing the Angus deck, and I play games for fun, so yeah. The only thing that makes me sad about the Angus deck is that, like, it pushed Yodel out of the format, and I really like playing Yodel as a deck. And it makes me sad that I can't anymore, really. So yeah, I'm gonna play this Shard, and I'm gonna play Scheme and Scheme my Lullabies. Because Turbo Fog is our best mode against this deck that we're playing against right now, so let's do that. Who plays games for fun? I play games for value and making people salty. Alright, so we're taking 5 here, and then we're not dead on board next turn, so we've got a chance to... We're probably dead on board on their 5th turn, most likely. So, gonna need a Lullaby before then. Ooh, could Brick and Die here. Could very well Brick and Die. I think we only have 3 looks here, and maybe I shouldn't have put those back into my deck, actually, because we probably need to find a Lullaby next turn. Yep. So we're going to hit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so we're dead on board. So we've got 3 looks at one of our 7 Lullabies. Should not have champ powered. Should not have champ powered. Okay. Well, yep. That's exactly what we needed, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and pass the turn here. Not champ powering because we're going to put this Lullaby back into our deck. You better believe that. It's kind of a shame that we drew all these stupid wild shards. Otherwise, these peaks would be excellent. And could you imagine if these peaks were looking at 3 and 4 cards here? All right, we need Lullabies or Mastery of Times every turn now. So we are at the. Drew another wild shard. What a beating! Just like the single worst draw on the deck. Just like Sapphire Shard would be great even. All right, 2 looks at a Lullaby. I guess Focus gives us redraws. Look at that! We even just hit the Lullaby that we put back into our deck. God, it's great being a professional sometimes. We could still Brick and Die here. Like, we need Lullaby every single turn. The nice part here is this Lullaby's drawing us a card, and we can play 2 peaks starting next turn. Oh, yeah. Would like to hit a Sapphire, so these peaks can be better and then have a higher chance of doing well. Good. Still very good. Still very good chance of losing this game. Yep. So let's put both of these back in our deck here. And then let's peek Dow. Get 4 looks at a Lullaby here. Yep. Probably gonna Brick and Die. 2 looks. Alrighty. The show must go on. I'm glad we schemed the Lullabies. So we have 7 Lullabies in our deck right now. We have 3 looks at them next turn, so we have an Oracle Song. Sure. That's an Oracle Song that draws an extra card, so God bless. We need an Arcane Focus, or... Yep, that's a Focus. Yep, 2 looks at a Lullaby. We haven't played a Shard yet, right? Yep, 2 looks at a Lullaby. Dead. It's really unfortunate. Just everything clumped up on us. I think I cut a Chimes, a Cyclone Shaper, and probably a Zodiac Divination, and bring in a Chomp and 2 Carnasaurus in this matchup. Alrighty. Post reserves is it's a lot tougher for us, ladies and gentlemen, because they could have meaningful cards to interact with us. That game, they were on the play, and we just did not have enough Sapphire Shards. We had some lucky hits there, but like we needed to continue getting lucky or find Sapphire Shards so we could be more consistent. And unfortunately, we did not get to do either of those things. This hand's a little medium, but I think it's fine on the play. Play this for Wild. Probably cycle the peak on 2. Why not Shaper and Oracle Song for free focus to get more chances at peak / change course? Did that actually change the... Because when I started the turn, I didn't have any Arcane Focuses. I had just peaks. And I wasn't planning on finding Arcane Focuses. Just gonna pass the turn here. So if we had focuses when we started the turn, it would have been worth playing the Cyclone Shaper, but we didn't, so we didn't. I'm gonna go ahead and use this to draw a card. Chlorophyllia sounds wonderful. That means next turn I can go Shard, Chloro Scheme, which sounds great, and I can Champ Power. Not Carnasauring that. We're looking to Carnasaur things like Frost Wizard. I think I'm scheming Mastery of Time for the time being. It's kind of like... I think I'm putting the Chlorophyllia back in my deck because we're definitely still in the acceleration phase of the game. I like to get Scheme back in my deck ASAP, and then getting Chlorophyllia back in for now seems fine. I guess I actually don't have another way to draw a card here, which kind of feels bad. Man, if we brick on a Shard here, I might Karn this. Just like for the sake of not getting beat down for 10 next turn. Alright, focus. Maybe I should Shaper first there. Alright, we hit a resource. That's pretty good. Definitely in the market to be doing that. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and Karn this. Yeah, I should have Shapered this turn. Although I guess if I hit a Shard, I can... I guess if I hit a Shard, I can Empower this next turn, but they likely still have removal in their deck, so yeah. Yeah, that was missequencing on my part here. Alright, so we're not under enough pressure to really warrant doing anything other than Zodiac Divinationing this turn. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and play this, and let's go ahead and Scheme here. I already put extra Mastery of Times in my deck, so I think this one is getting Zodiac Divination. Yeah, I'm just going to copy Divination for now. I'm going to go ahead and Champ Power and put Scheme and Divination back into my deck. Next turn I can go Cyclone Shaper into Mastery of Time. So we are on the... I probably should have done Lullaby here, actually. So let's play this out, and then we can Mastery of Time. And then next turn I can play this plus Oracle Song. Zodiac Divination. If I play this... So if I Zodiac Divination, I could hit a Mastery of Time, and we've got a bunch of those in our deck, so let's do that. Looking for Masteries or Lullabies here. There's a Mastery of Time, there's another Mastery of Time, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and play Mastery of Time out. Let's go ahead and Chant Power and put these two back into my deck. I probably should have focused and then put the Focus and the Divination back, but I don't really need the Carnasaurus at this point in my life. I'm going to go ahead and grab the extra Mastery of Time here. We're probably going to have time to get around to the Psychic Ascension down the line here. Although maybe I should have just started Ascending already. I'm going to go ahead and Empower. So play this, which reduces this Mastery of Time to a 2-cost. So let's play the 2-cost Mastery of Time. Let's go ahead and attack for 2 here. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song and Focus this turn, see what we get going on. Alright, well we've won this game. That feels good. I'm going to grab another Cyclone Shaper. I'm going to pass to myself at this point. Let's go ahead and Empower this. This one draws an extra card too. God bless. Zodiac Divination, also free. Grab a resource for now. Taking all the turns, taking all the turns. Heidi-ho, the cherry-o, taking all the turns. It's a bit... Easy mulligan here. If it had a Sapphire Shard, we would have kept. And this one... I'm going to keep this on the draw. We just need any shard and 2 draws, or a focus. So we've got a lot of good draws here. God bless America. God bless this shard. God bless this Chlorophyllia. God bless everyone here in chat. Hit the runner, runner, runner. Not Frost Wizard. Not Frost Wizard. Don't play Frost Wizard. Do. Wise Magistrate. Sure. Okay, so they're not... They probably don't have an updated board for this matchup, which is good to know. So this card, every time we play a card, all of the other cards in our hand get +2 cost, which is fine. We beat this card fairly often. Probably want a Lullaby. That's fine. Let's go ahead and Chant Power and put Change Course and Oracle Song back into our deck for now. So we've got 2 Carnasaurus in our deck. This is, like, annoying, but, like, we could win the game through this. Especially once we get a lot of Cyclone Shapers going. And their start's not particularly aggressive this game, so we're probably not going to be in the need to fog every turn until, like, the 6th or 7th turn, even. Double Magistrate. Now we're going to need a Karn at some point. Let's go ahead and play this out. And play this. Am I Chant Powering these? I don't think so. I think I'd rather have a Lullaby in there to do, or an Oracle Song. And the thing that where this card's not super awesome against us is the cards like Oracle Song draws and Arcane Focus finds and Peak finds do not have their cost increased by this card. So we're dead on board. So we do need to start Lullabying every turn. Shard? God bless. So Shard means I can go ahead and Oracle Song here and then still guaranteed be able to Lullaby next turn. We found another Lullaby. That's excellent. So let's play this out. And then I feel like we're still in the portion of the game where I kind of want to accelerate. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Chlorophyllia and the Oracle Song back in my deck. It's possible the Chlorophyllia is just so bad because of these that it's not worth doing, but not 100%. Let's go ahead and Lullaby here. I'm just going to play this out normal. I could empower this and then like play the Lullaby for free, but then if my opponent has any removal spell here, I just get destroyed. So I don't think that's worth it, because if they kill this before I Lullaby during their combat, then I'm not going to be able to fog their attack, and their attack will be lethal. Like, they probably have Pride's Fall in their deck too. And they could also have, like, leave the Bring to Justice things. Like, the Cyclone Shaper is pretty important, so, like, leaving in some removal to tag the Shaper seems fine. And they left a Martyr in, sure. That seems plenty fine. So, we would have lost the game if I'd have empowered that turn. And we are in the portion of the game where we need to Lullaby or Time Walk every single turn. Wise Magistrate really screwed us. I mean, we're doing less. Like, two of them might choke us out of the game. Two of these together might choke us out of the game, but I don't actually think this card's that big of a deal. In general. Or there are like 3 or 4 other cards I could name on the other side of the table that I'd much rather see this instead of those. I'm just gonna Mastery of Time to draw a card here, basically. So we have another one in our hand here. Draw a card, play a resource. 5-cost Explorio. Champ Power. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and change course here, see what we find. Carnasaur. Huh. Do I want a Carnasaur? I don't really think I do. I think I'm just going to take the Focus here and then hit the Champ Power. And I'm going to put the Carn and the Focus back into the change course. Put the Carn and the Lullaby back in, because I wouldn't mind finding Carn now if it draws a card. Let's go ahead and Focus. This doesn't cost extra because we got it off the change course like I mentioned earlier. This Focus won't cost extra because I got it off this Focus. Lullaby. Okay, Lullaby buys us a turn, so we're definitely going to take that. And we're looking for Lullabies that draw cards or like Zodiac Divinations into more Lullabies at this point. So we've got at least 3 draw steps before we're dead. So this gives us a draw step, and this gives us a draw step. We've got 2 draws, actually, so we need to find action in our next 2 draws. So, not out of the woods yet, but yeah, that's fine. Their hand just must be a bunch of removal, right? Karn gave us a turn. Oh, I didn't count the clock, actually. That's a good point. And we could be dead here. Like, we have one draw. I mean, that theoretically could help us survive. This has to be something castable and has to be something good. Yep, dead. Alright. God, that feels awful. Drop back down to 42. Stay at 40. Alright, oh, I don't think I want to run the gambit and risk going into... Karn didn't do anything because of all the Valors in his hand. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I'm right because of the Valors in his hand. Sweet. Yeah, needed to hit something that drew cards. And we didn't. To be fair, we had a lot of cards that drew cards. I feel like that's how some of the games end with this deck. You just, like, peter out. It's possible we boarded out too much velocity. Like, I boarded out a Zodiac Divination and an Oracle Song for those Carnasaurs that we ended up not really needing. So, like, if that Carnasaur would have been an Oracle Song, we probably would have been better off. Yeah, the Moonrise Elder made a bunch of Valors for him. Wow, Declan's still sleeping. I'm going to play one more. I don't have anything to do tonight, right? Checking my calendar really quick. I do not have anything to do tonight, and Christy's not home yet, and Declan is sleeping, and Jacob's being good, so let's queue one more match here. Push our luck. We'd just like to take a moment to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a professional TCG player / content producer, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your Thursday here with all of us while we battle some Hex TCG today. If you're new to the channel, and you're enjoying what you see, I encourage you to show a little bit of support by using that follow button there on your screen. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my content. If you're really enjoying what you see in front of you, want to help me produce more of this wonderful content, you can do so by subscribing on Twitch for $4.99 a month or becoming a patron on Patreon at varying levels. Those both allow me to spend more time doing this and less time doing other jobs to make money. So I do this for fun, but I'm able to do it more often if I have more monetary support for doing it. Another great way you can support the stream if you're a Hex player and you're going to buy some Hex cards anyways, this advertisement here above the stream for hexprimal.com. They are a website that buys and sells Hex TCG cards, and with that code you can save 5% on your order and also give a little bit of kickback to the stream. After I finish streaming, if you want to see some more content from myself, my YouTube channel is linked in the stream information. It's just below the screen. Stream if you're on the desktop, or you tap the screen and press the little I if you're on mobile. And on there you can find archives of all my past streams, and I break them up by game, by deck, so you can watch just the content that you care about. Stop streaming this deck. I need to get up in 5 hours. Adventures of Knife Cat is another great. I have a chat command now too. I think this is it. Yeah. Can support with bits too. With a big giant cheer. Yes, thank you very much, Feldspar. I appreciate that as well. Bits, donations, all of it. Anything that I can turn into diapers is really, you know, what we're looking to have here. Can it turn into diapers or toys for toddlers? So that's, you know. Yeah, not Angus again. Look at, we're running so hot today. Look at all this not Angus, not Angus, not Angus, not Angus. You know when this deck is best? When you're not playing against Angus. That's when it's best. And we can lose matchups that are good. And I would like to point out that my opponent beat us down with Wise Magistrates last round, but we would have died regardless of what that card was because we just bricked off. So I don't actually think the Wise Magistrate mattered. I think there was one turn where it would have changed our sequencing a little bit, but we would have just bricked off sooner. Go ahead and champ power here. So next turn, I can play a Shard and then Oracle Song to draw 2 cards, and then Champ Power Song and Chlorophyllia back into my deck. My opponent's playing, so far, what appears to be a Mono Blood deck. For 3 charges, this gives one of their troops Rage 1, so it'll just get bigger every turn. We're hoping to dodge Vampire Princess on 3 out of them, because Vampire Princess is the single best card these Blood decks have against us. Exarch of the AA. God, the AA on this is pretty. Look at that pretty little Venom. There's a nice shielded armor there. Let's go ahead and... We're going to Song before we play our Shard in case we draw a slow Shard. We did not. I'm going to play this out. I'm going to Champ Power before I focus because I wouldn't mind focusing into one of these cards that I Champ Powered. What would you sideboard against this deck if I was playing Wild Diamond? I would have a minimum of 2 Drowned Shrines in my board if I was playing Wild Diamond right now. I would play 2 Drowned Shrines, and I would cut the Wise Magistrates, and I would play Frost Wizards. In fact, I think I would probably play a Frost Wizard main over the Highland Shinobi. I would want 2 to 3 Highland Shinobi in the 75, or 2 to 3 Frost Wizard in the 75, and 2 Drowned Shrine. I think 5 hate cards is sufficient. I think that's how you could like actively turn the matchup with the Wild Diamond deck for this deck from like mostly bad, I have to brick off, to good for you. So they're playing a Mono Blood Eggs deck. Okay. Our opponent's playing Eggs. Eggs is much more interesting in Hex. So if you're a newer Hex player, the Eggs mechanic doesn't see a ton of play. This card puts Spider Eggs in my deck. And when I draw these Spider Eggs, like I just did here, it creates a 1/1 Spiderling for my opponent. And then this guy, he's really mean. He puts Tarantula Eggs into my deck. And when these get drawn, they create 5/5s. So, thankfully, we don't really care how many things our opponent gets because, again, we're going to get to a point in the game where, like, we just have to Lullaby every single turn. Did my audio just cut out? You guys can still hear me, right? Oh, there it goes. It just stopped making noises for half a second there. Sorry, I turned it up because I was trying to figure out what was wrong. Turn that back down. Apologies for anyone whose ears might have just been blasted. So we've got some spider eggs in our deck. Tarantula eggs now. Let's see what else they have going on. They've played a Sapphire Threshold now, so they could have... Still a little loud. They could have stuff like Verdict of the Ancient Kings in their deck. Let's go ahead and play this, and then we've got the Psychic Ascension in our hand, which is actually pretty decent. So we're going to do this, which gives us an extra resource. I'm going to go ahead and play Arcane Focus here, which to the illusion of choice. Let's go ahead and Chant Power both of these back into our deck. I think Drown Shrine, which shuts off our Odin Barge, is better than Cerebral Domination. This deck doesn't care about Cerebral Domination. I guess it stops Lullaby. I don't know that stopping Lullaby is good enough. Stopping Lullaby is going to be fine if, like, you have a lot of pressure in the early game, but it's not going to do anything in the mid to late game. I'm going to go ahead and peek here, and probably Mastery of Time again. Yeah, I'm going to grab this Mastery of Time, and then I'm going to go ahead and Mastery of Time, and then pass the turn here. And then I can... Alright, well now that we just drew Chimes, I'm going to play Chimes out. Am I dead? I'm not dead on board, am I? I should have figured out if I was dead on board. Uh-oh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I am not dead on board. If I was dead on board, this would have been super awkward. Should have figured that out before I kept clicking, but... Oh, thankfully, we are not dead on board currently. And then next turn, we can ascend into Double Mastery. Dormant one. Okay, hopefully they don't have a way to sacrifice anything. Oh, geez. That's going to kill me, isn't it? Because this can sacrifice things. I think this is lethal. I think this is exactly lethal, actually. Let's see if they go for it. Please say damage, please say damage, please say damage, please say damage. Damn it. Damn it! Son of a bitch! What a tilt. I just figured he didn't have any speed cards in his deck and it didn't matter. What a giant misplay. That's tilting. I hate losing to bad decks. Alright, let's save. Shouldn't mess up. Play tighter, lose less games. There's this weird correlation between figuring out what's going on and, you know, losing less games. So I could have Psychic Ascension and then peaked, and then the following turns, like, chimed into Mastery. I just didn't count it. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to do anything here. I think we're just supposed to submit the same 75. It's possible we're supposed to bring in Verdicts to fight on the chain, but, like, Lullaby's reasonable in this matchup as well. How am I playing around that, though? Yeah, I guess I could have put blockers out, right? Like, I didn't actually stop to count if I was dead. And I guess if I stop and count that I'm not dead, I probably don't play around that anyways. I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. Like, even if I, like, stop and think about what's going on, I, like, don't make that play. I guess maybe if I'm, like, really taking my time, I'm go, like, why is there an Emperor Lackey in his deck that doesn't seem like it wants an Emperor Lackey, and, like, Dormant One's probably the only natural conclusion to that question? Chomps? Nah, I don't think so. If he Drown Shrines us, he Drown Shrines us. Whatever. Took my Mastery of Time. Sure. That's too funny. Alright, so pass here, we're going to peek at end step, and then on our next turn we'll Cyclone Shaper plus Focus, probably. Go go ahead and chant power here. We're hoping to draw more shards or more cards that look at more cards here. Hey, buddy. You want to come in here and sit with Dad? Grab another shard here. Happy to do that. Hopefully this lives through the turn. It was off, but it needs to turn on. Yeah. Can you say hi? Can you say hi, Jacob? Hi. My name is Jacob. Dread Driver. Okay. Weird. It's strange that the cards that they're playing with the champion that they're on to me. I'm gonna go ahead and Zodiac Divination here, and then chant power the Zodiac Divination and the Arcane Focus back into my deck. Scheme. Okay, that seems fine. Let's do that. Grab Scheme Mastery of Time. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Scheme and Divination back into my deck. I can focus here while this is free. I guess it would have been free next turn too. Alright, Scheme is free now. Let's go ahead and Scheme again. And then this one's going to copy Zodiac, I think. Choo-choo. You got them train noises on lock? Train noises on lock, huh? Chugga-choo-choo. Yeah, I probably should have attacked with this. I don't think I should be risking this to block 1 point of damage. It's probably correct. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to risk it. I think I'm supposed to take the extra damage here. Alright, Chimes of the Zodiac. Let's play this to start. Yeah, I'm supposed to Mastery of Time here, I think. That means I can Lullaby starting next turn. Opponent probably has Speed Crusaders. Maybe. I guess we have seen a wide variety of Underworld troops out of them. I'm going to play this out so we can do Change Course plus Lullaby next turn. I'm going to go ahead and chant power and put these two back into my deck for now. And I'm going to attack here since we're Lullabying anyways, I think. Normally I say don't Lullaby non-lethal attacks, but reverting the Dread Driver seems worthwhile, maybe? Huh, maybe it's not. So I'm taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, yeah, that's fine, right? Yeah, that's 8 and 6. This has, oh, this has Rage 2. So this is 7 and 8. That's 15. Yeah, I'm just going to take this hit here. Let's change course before we decide on that, actually. Yeah, I think this is fine, right? 7, 8, 15, go to 2. Hey, Leighton with the 8-month resub. Deck lists are below the stream. They are in fact below the stream. Need help, bud? Can we? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab. So I have a Lullaby in my hand. I'm gonna grab Oracle Song here, which might be a little bit greedy, but I feel like we need enough help that we need to like draw multiple things that are good here. We are dead to a discard spell or a counter spell next turn though, which I guess is kind of bad. All right, drawing Zodiac Divination changes that. Let's go ahead and play this shard out and then pass the turn. Yeah, pass the turn. Opponent, if you watch this stream later, I made a frustrated comment about I hate losing to bad decks. Your deck is kind of sweet. You got a lot of neat things going on. I'm sorry about that. I should not have said that. It was very rude. If you watch the archives later. If you're watching right now and you're ghosting, well, you know, whatever. I didn't do that, Tom, I gather, because then I'm dead to Verdict of the Ancient Kings. And dying to Verdict of the Ancient Kings doesn't seem very good. Sure, put some Spider Eggs in my deck. I really don't care about Spider. I feel like they should be drawing with this card right now, because, like, their attacks are lethal every turn anyway, so, like, making their attacks more lethal really doesn't do anything. I'm going to go ahead and Champ Power and put this and this back into my deck for now. I'm going to go ahead and focus here. So I'm going to go ahead and play out a second copy of this. I suppose I could peek into a Mastery of Time now, so maybe I should do that. Or another Lullaby. Yeah, I'm going to take another Lullaby. That's kind of, yeah. I don't want to play the Zodiac Divination right now, because then if my opponent kills either of these, I can't play the Lullaby. Looks like Declan is awake from his nap. I'm going to go grab him after this game. Play the one that draws a card. Another Cyclone Shaper, sure. I wonder if there's not counter magic in his hand. Eggs actually make Peak worse. That's very fair. That's super fair that eggs make Peak worse. So next turn, if I empower this Zodiac Divination costs 1, and then my Mastery of Times cost 1 as well. Withering Touch would have been brutal there. Glad that didn't happen. Let's play this. Let's play this. Let's go ahead and put some card selection back into my deck. Let's put a Peak and a Focus back in. Let's put a Peak and a Lullaby back in. Lullaby buys me turns. I'm going to go ahead and empower this and play it out here. I just want to draw the cards. Is there anything so wrong with that? Alright, let's go ahead and peek here to start. See what we get. Yeah, you take all the eggs you could ever want, opponent. You get all of the eggs. All of the eggs are belong to you. Change course. Alright, I'm just going to Mastery of Time here. And then next turn we can Chimes and draw a bunch more cards. Our opponent's going to get all the eggs they could ever want, but hopefully they're just not taking another turn. So this Peak's going to look at our top 8 cards twice here, which again is slightly worse because our opponent put a bunch of eggs into our deck, but YOLO, whatever. Oh, and Magistrate keeps putting more eggs into our deck. Huh. That's awkward. So Peak and Focus and like Change Course are actually really bad now. I didn't think about that. Huh. That's fine. Do I have a Lullaby? I already have a Lullaby. Yeah, I guess I'll just do the Peak again. It's not great for the previously mentioned reasons, but they're just dead to a Mastery of Time here, so hopefully, so this gets to look at a bunch of cards, and then these each draw 6, and this draws 4. I'm going to Champ Power and put Oracle Songs back in my deck since they draw 4. Opponent just like waiting patiently to see if they get another turn. It's funny, they're the eggs deck, but we're the one taking all the time. Yep, there's a Mastery of Time. Am I supposed to do anything here? I think I'm just supposed to submit again. Yeah, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm going to run upstairs and grab Declan from his crib. I'll be right back. This is going to be our last game of the afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. This hand's fine. It's like not impressive, but it's fine. And actually, so this Withering Touch is actually a good reason to keep anything in this matchup. Like, this lets my opponent pick apart my hand, so just, like, keeping a hand with reasonable shards in it is, like, something worth doing. I wonder what they're going to do here. I kind of feel like they should take my Oracle Song. They're taking the Lullaby. Okay, that's a worthwhile take, too. And actually, it's kind of cute that before I wasn't going to be able to play this Oracle Song on 3 without having to discard. Now that they've taken a card out of my hand, I can actually play Oracle Song on 3 and not have to discard a card. Another Exarch of the Egg, sure. Change course. Cyclone Shaper is not the worst. Not champ powering, just a single card back into my deck here. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, they didn't rage, which means they're missing a shard drop. I feel like if you have a shard, you should have raged there. Sweet. My read is correct. I'm going to do this, and then I think I'd rather Oracle Song than get Cyclone Shaper going here. It lets me champ power my Lullaby and my Song back into my deck this turn and not feel bad. Let's go ahead and do that. Another Shaper's decent. Gives us something to do next turn. I guess we had something to do next turn regardless. Okay, there's a shard. So like I said, I'd be pretty surprised if they don't rage this turn. And they're hitting us for 4. Yeah. What you got? What you got? What you got? Withering Touch. Oracle Song. Okay. So we're doing this for sure. I think I'm just supposed to Cyclone Shaper here. It can block things. And I have another one. And if they like have a hero fall, I can empower this one in response, which is fine. This saves me points of damage. It means I only take 3 this turn. Transmog, sure. I have a 3-1. Oh, so now I can trade with their Rage guys, so that feels good. And next turn I can play this other Shaper, plus play Oracle Song for 2 resources, so I think we're fine with that all around. Dormant one, sure. That feels a little bit bad. Still 10 out of 10 trading here, though. Let's see if they even offer this trade. They don't offer this trade. Okay, I'm fine with that. This card's kind of scary. Maybe I should have brought in the Chomposaur, because this card just, like, kills us so quickly. Yep, I'm going to play this. Going to play a Shard. Going to play an Oracle Song. And then going to champ power the Oracle Song and the Master of Time back into my deck. This draws us 3, which is nice. I'm going to play this... Oh, I should have champ powered first before I did this. Super punished. Could have very well have gotten back one of these cards instead of those 2 shards that I just looked at. So it feels bad, man. The question next turn is if they offer this trade, do I take it? I think I'm supposed to. I think if this trade gets offered, I take it. Takes just like all their pressure off the table. Yeah. This turns into a 6/6. Yeah, so we're dead on board. That's unfortunate. So we get 2 draws here. Oh, there's one failed draw. Champ power, put these 2 back into my deck. Get 1 draw here. This is going to hit for 5/11. Yep. Sad day. Should have signed off at 2 and 2. And again, just kind of flooded out and died here. Limbs to beat sometimes. Okay, live to draw another card. Always grab Sapphire because of peak. That's a combo. We're did by a lot. Alright. Live to draw another card. Alright, show me a shard so I can concede. Sometimes I wonder if Chimes is supposed to be in this deck. I don't know. At any rate, I'm signing off for the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I wonder if anyone else is streaming just yet. I can send you all over to. Doesn't look like it, so I'm taking off, folks. Peace. Have a good morning if you're night wherever you're at.